Thank everybody for watching Crypto Revolution. We talk about everything crypto daily, jumping right into the market today in crypto. Bitcoin weekly chart. You had this bearish retest of the 200 simple. That's not amazing. Understand that this lower trend line, there'll be some support down here around 16,318. It's important that this support level hold. You're thinking about bounce ideas. I mean, we've had weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks of devastation in this market. If you're losing money, that's because you're trading long. Essentially been very tough. We find the anomalies, the coins on Kucoin, whatnot, but you have to have a certain skill set to kind of jump in, jump out. So don't get frustrated with where you're at, because when this bounces, these altcoins will bounce and we'll make a ton of money, period. Again, Bitcoin weekly chart, want to see the price action respect this lower trend line. Potentially, do you get some type of bear trap where this is a little bit lower drop, or does it drop at all? And we're going to look at the lower term time frames in just a second. So Bitcoin daily chart. And so as soon as I call a trap, we talk about this in screen share all the time. As soon as I call a trap, I'm selling, I'm opening shorts on bull traps, right? Or if I call, and we've nailed this one and this one as far as bull trap, bear trap. So understand, like, without saying, oh my gosh, buy this, buy that. I mean, that's essentially what it's happening, okay? Bitcoin, yeah, I had these dojis, this red candle to the downside, and you saw the move down here, which we talked about. In group, I made a video, short video for you guys, talked about this move down here, lower trend line. And then I talked about it later on YouTube. Find a lot of confluence here with this lower trend line. And then if we go over to the S&P 500 E-mini futures, you've got the same lower trend line idea. Okay, so essentially this bounces, Bitcoin bounces, and maybe you get another drive higher. This breaks lower, then potential more downside for Bitcoin. All right, Bitcoin's going to follow this. It has been. A lot of you guys are breakout traders, and that's fine. You have to start there. But part of my problem with breakout trading is this, right? You get the breakout with huge volume, right? All the whales know that breakout traders are going to buy. And so what whales do is they sell into this volume spike, right? They sell into this volume spike. You have to think ahead and understand, okay, they're trying to trick us. They're trying to take our money. And so when you do get these moves, I mean, this is a firm breakout, but a breakout trader would have made, this percentage, or we called this breakout, and now breakout traders, but this was inside the pattern. But we caught this, and we had huge upside based on this idea, right? And this was a double bottom falling wedge. So we did amazing on that. The altcoins, I mean, we had a ton of huge bangers, 17% out of Bitcoin just on this move. We just waiting on the breakout, happen, double bottom, bang. On these traps, and we had one here, where you had a bear trap. When you get these long wicks, bear trap, and then you had a huge move to the upside. Here, I called bull trap real quick after, around in this area. And then all shorts had tons of profits here. So it's really just about calling Bitcoin pivots at this point. And so I'll do my best to do that. I would rather not be in a trade, not lose any money, than be sitting in these coins while they're getting drugged lower. So yeah, you're not right all the time. I'm not right all the time. But these have been epic as far as profits that I've seen. Bitcoin is still kind of in an uptrend on a 1 hour time frame. Macro is super bearish. I mean, look at the weekly. Look at the weekly. Super bearish. At some point, bounce ideas, where's the bounce going to be at? On the 1 hour, for a while, you've got an uptrend where low, high, higher low, higher high. Now this low is still higher than this low, but again, this is a giant bear flag, and we'll look at it here. This is a giant bear flag, okay? This thing breaks lower, and there's significant, 16,500 in the cards, okay? So just pay attention to this. Also, the bounce idea is here too. But the one thing that I like about these traps is, and you got to be patient, because a lot of times they don't play out for a couple days. But, I closed a couple longs that I had open up in here just because I wanted to sleep at night. I just don't like a bunch of risk right now. I've got some amazing shout outs to give in my trading group. This person, shout out to Hyro. He's up 70x, soon to be in the 5-digit club. Again, he started with a small amount, but these gem pick bangers on Kucoin, we've been killing it. This person, I said, you turned $13,000 into $88,000? He said, yes, dude. I'm so proud of this guy, man. This is insane. I mean, he made $75,000 since he joined the group. This person, thanks to your daily setups, I'm at $24,000 in my portfolio. I started with $1,000. Listen, if you have a small bag, go on Kucoin and trade these picks with us. We're killing it. Look, every day, 29%, 30%, 33%, 35, 43, 43. We had two 600% gainers, 646 and 667. If you sign up this week, I'm still giving a huge discount, 60% off the regular prices. Remember, you go over to the website, cryptorev.net. It pays for itself. It's a no-brainer, cryptorev.net. If you go down into the description of this video, there's a link take you directly to this website. Remember, if you have any questions, email me, cryptobitcoinchris@gmail.com. Problem with breakout trading, and you got to learn how to trade breakouts first, because it's no way you'd understand a lot of these more advanced ideas if you don't know how to trade breakouts and understand the verbiage and vocabulary we use. So again, it's all about understanding the terminology. So really dependent on what the stock market does. Okay, let's paint a picture. And I told you guys this over the past months, like United States economy is in shambles. Fed's going to keep raising the rates. Okay. 50 basis points, 75 basis points coming towards the end of this month. When that happens, depending on market expectations, anything over 75 basis points, market's going to take a big hit, right? And so if you do get the bounce here from the stock market, and then you're looking for another run up here, okay, this is still a rising, broadening wedge, which this entire structure, same exact bear flag, right? And so if this breaks lower, Bitcoin's going to follow it. And so you have to ask yourself, what in the stock market right now is going to cause this thing to break out? Because on the higher term timeframes, let's just go to that real quick. On the higher term timeframes, I mean, this thing it's a huge falling wedge. There's some support here, but easily potential for another drive lower. You've had it here, and so what's going to make this large falling wedge, and we'll just zoom back in so we can see that. At some point, this is going to break out, but when is the question? When it breaks out, then essentially load longs based on that idea as far as S&P 500 is getting destroyed. And so what would cause the bounce, right? That's where this is headed. What would cause the stock market to bounce? And so if they raise the rates and it's not too, if it were to be 50 basis points, I think it's going to be higher because inflation numbers come out soon, but they got to stop inflation, right? Problem is, until inflation stops, they're going to keep raising the rates. I mean, essentially they have to continue to raise the rates, but right now they're raising the rates quickly. And so understand the idea that when the Fed decides not to raise the rates as much as they have the previous FOMC rate hike meeting every 6 weeks, then that would be an idea for a bounce out of stocks. Putting in some type of high up here, which is a lower high where you've got high, lower high. I mean, this thing could definitely go a lot lower. I mean, this is uncharted territory as far as recession goes. I mean, it's going to be confirmed. I mean, it's not pretty, but we're just looking for this bounce. Okay, been in this macro downtrend for an extended period of time. We talked about how bad the economy is. And so you have to ask yourself, is the worst over? And how long is this going to last? Just this economic turmoil. And this didn't happen over a short period of time. Long-term downside. But we're not trying to predict when this happens. What I'm telling you is when this does break out of this pattern, and again, you could come down here if it breaks lower, right? Short term, very short term, do you get this drive higher or break lower, right? So that'll give you your next Bitcoin move. But big macro picture, even if you come up here and you put in a lower high, right? Because here's your high, your low, your lower high. You're going to put a lower low in most likely. Or unless this thing breaks out, like you're looking for downside. So these trades have been like jump in, jump out. We've been killing it on these altcoin setups on Kucoin, and you just have to take it for what it is. Right? So make or break time right now for this price action. And I think Bitcoin follows. And so if it does break to the downside, then you're looking, your best entries are going to be down here. Bounce into the upside. I mean, you still have this resistance, and this is a macro downtrend holding any altcoin or Bitcoin over this entire, let's see, since April the 4th, really, let's go back here, since November 21st, holding anything means significant losses. Like if you hold these coins, you will get wrecked on the downtrends. And so now, do we get a bounce in this lower trend line, this falling wedge? Do we get a bounce here? And it'd be great. When I say great, I say the easiest entries for me are to the trap. So if you get this bear trap where it comes down and bounces, right, and then that you could get a move to this upper trend line.